Hey guys, this video is on my 10-day Vipassana meditation experience, and I've had a lot of people ask me about it, so I thought I would do this video, and hopefully it will inspire you to go do it yourself. I definitely recommend it to anybody and everybody, no matter what religion you are or what beliefs you may have. The course is completely free. It's run by donations and volunteers, so you don't have to leave a donation, but if you complete the course, then they do encourage that you leave a donation if you feel like the course helped you, which, why wouldn't you want to leave a donation if, it completely transformed your life for the better? So basically you show up to the course and you turn in anything that could distract you, such as a cell phone, iPod, a book, a journal, a notepad, basically everything that you own, besides the clothes on your back and your toothpaste. So the idea is you don't want to be distracted by anything for these 10 days. It's just you, yourself, and the meditation, and just practicing the technique. So really be true to yourself. They don't really enforce it too much, meaning like they're not checking your bags when you come in. So, but I would definitely recommend, you're taking 10 days of your life to go do this. So give it everything that you've got and follow the rules. They're there for a reason. After you check in, they take you to your room and you set up your room, make your bed, and then you have a dinner, which is your last dinner for a while, so enjoy it. And then they do an orientation. And after the orientation, you begin the noble silence, which is basically where you can't talk or look at anybody for the rest of the course. And I actually enjoyed the noble silence. I kind of like just being to myself and to my own thoughts and not feeling obligated to, say hi to someone or anything like that. So they really try to give you the most isolative, is that a word? Experience that they can, even though you're surrounded by 50, 60, however many other people. Then they take you to the meditation hall and they show you where you're going to be sitting, and then basically the course begins. So it's pretty intense. The schedule is you wake up at around 4 in the morning and you have your first meditation from 4:30 to 6:30. You have a break for breakfast. The second segment of meditation is from 8 to 11. Then you have a break for lunch. Then you have another meditation from 1 to 5. Then you have the tea break. And then you have another meditation from 6 to 7. And from 7-ish to 8:30 or so, you have the evening discourse, which is where you learn about the meditation technique, and probably you'll have some of the questions in your mind answered. The discourse was really like the highlight of my day. I really enjoyed the discourse. I thought Cuenca was really, really funny, and it was the only intellectual stimulation I got all day, so I really enjoyed that. Then after the discourse, you meditate for like another 30 minutes, and then you go back to your room, lights out by 9:30, and then you start it all over again the next day. So it's pretty intense, and one suggestion I have is find a comfortable seating position as soon as possible, like on your first night there. I went until the 4th day, like in excruciating discomfort and pain. My whole left side of the body kept falling asleep and going numb. And so I had a really hard time focusing on the meditation because I just couldn't get comfortable. So I finally had to ask for a cushion with a back to it. And, I'm young, so there's older women there, and they're sitting, perfect posture, nice and erect. And that's okay, whatever works for you. Just make sure you're comfortable because you want to focus on the meditation. That's the whole reason you're there, is to learn this technique and then to be able to apply it. So get comfortable, and then you'll be able to focus much, much better. Also, the meals were really, really good, I thought. They were all vegetarian, which I loved. And you get a really nice breakfast, a really nice lunch, and then the dinner is just, a tea break with some fruit, which I thought I would have a hard time with because I love to eat, but I didn't have a hard time at all. You're not being super physically active anyway, so I guess you don't need as much food. But it was really great. The meditation technique is taught in 3 parts. The first 3 days you learn a technique called Anapana, which is basically where you just observe your breath and the sensations in a small area. So we just focused on this area here, this triangular shaped area, and we just focused on the breath and the sensations of the breath. And then we narrowed it down to this area right below the nostril and above the lip. And again, just focusing on the sensation of the breath, how the breath feels cold coming in and warm coming out. Is the breath coming in strong? Is it coming in soft? Is it coming in more through one nostril or the other nostril? So it's really just about observing the breath and not trying to do anything to change it or regulate it. And this is supposed to help sharpen your mind and focus before we start the actual Vipassana, which is on day 4. Vipassana is observing the sensations of your body. So we took different chunks, segments of our body, and we would just observe them and feel the sensations. And it could be an itch, it could feel cold, it can feel hot, it can feel heavy, it can feel light, it doesn't matter. You're just staying with the sensations, you're being with it, you're observing it, and not attaching to it in any way and not reacting to it in any way. They used an analogy of sitting by a river. You're sitting on a bank of a river and you're just watching the river flow by. You're not reacting to the water in the river. You're not trying to change anything about the water in the river. You're just watching it flow by. So that's what I tried to do during my meditation, is just treated my sensations like the river, where I'm not trying to do anything about them. I'm not trying to solve any problems here. I'm just observing. And what eventually happens is the sensation will go away on its own, because that is the law of nature. Nothing is permanent. Everything is always constantly changing. So you want to keep that in mind when you get one of those really big, gross, they call it gross sensation, where it's just like so overwhelming you just are dying to itch it. You want to just focus on it, observe it, don't react to it, don't scratch it, don't do anything, just observe it, and kind of just watch and wait and see how long it takes to go away. And that's basically all you want to do. And, interesting, I didn't quite get it. I didn't see how that was changing any, I didn't understand the point of it, but I do now. At first I didn't. And it's really profound, because what we're doing in essence is, by training ourselves not to react to the sensations of our body, we're reprogramming our subconscious mind to change its habits of not reacting. So this is supposed to help us in daily life when we encounter situations, to kind of step back, be more objective, observe them, don't react to them. And whether it's a pleasant situation or an unpleasant situation, it doesn't matter. We're not supposed to react to it or get attached to it, because even if it's a pleasant sensation, then if we start to feed into that, we start to develop a craving, which will eventually equal misery, because that's a form of attachment. So it was just really, really interesting. And I'll tell you one experience I had that was very profound. On day 6, I was laying in bed and I was just feeling very tense, very negative about myself, because, my mind was wandering during meditation, so I was frustrated with that. And then on top of that, I was beating myself up for not being able to focus. So I just felt really, really tense and really negative. So I just laid there and I just put my awareness on my chest area. And I just kind of moved up and down my chest area, just in my mind. And anytime I hit an area that felt tense, I would just take a moment and I would observe that area. And I would almost just kind of be like, I feel tense. Interesting. I'd just watch it. And then after a few seconds, or maybe a minute in some cases, it would just dissipate. That emotion, that feeling would just dissipate and just melt away, and it was gone. So I was feeling very tense, so I had to go and do this probably 30 times, and then I finally felt just completely clear, just like amazing. And I felt so peaceful. There was no tension whatsoever, no negative feelings or emotions whatsoever. I just felt so peaceful, more peaceful than I've ever felt. And like, I don't even know if I felt that peaceful ever in my whole life, but if I have, it's been a really long time. I don't even remember. And I went to bed that night and I just slept so good. I woke up the next day and again, just felt so peaceful, like almost the entire day. And again, on the 8th day, I was feeling tense again, so I did the same thing. And again, I just felt so peaceful. So, my whole experience was just like roller coaster, up and down, mostly down, but a few really good ups. And everybody's experience is individual and different, so don't go expecting to have any specific experience, because then you're trying, and you don't want to be trying to do anything. You just want to be an observer. So my husband, I was lucky enough to get to do it with him. We didn't get to talk or see each other really, but he was there, and he had an amazing experience where he came out of his body during one of his meditations, and he was able to float around the meditation hall. So he had an out-of-body experience, which I was super jealous over because I wanted to do that. But, again, everybody's experience is different and individual, so don't go into it expecting anything, and just go with an open mind, follow the instructions, and just do your best. And when you find yourself with your mind wandering like crazy, or you can't focus, don't get hard on yourself, don't beat yourself up, just keep bringing your thoughts back, just be persistent, keep bringing those crazy wild thoughts back, and refocus. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of persistence, but the more practice you get, you'll eventually start to see it gets easier and easier and easier. The third part of the technique we learned on the 9th day, and it was called metta. I think that's how you say it. And it's basically a meditation where you focus your thoughts on love, compassion, kindness, goodwill for yourself and for others. And I just thought it was a beautiful way to end the course. I definitely recommend this course to everybody. It doesn't matter what religion you are, or what beliefs you already have, or what other meditation techniques you've tried. It doesn't matter. I found this technique to be extremely helpful in my everyday life. I can see a huge difference in just the peace that I feel inside, where I can go a full day feeling peaceful. And that's just so strange, because I've never done that. At least as far back as I can remember, I just have never been this peaceful before. So it's been amazing. It's been really life transforming for me. And I think if you try it and you put in a good effort and you're open to it, I think you'll benefit from it. I think you'll get something out of it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'm more than happy to, talk to you more about my experience. Or I just left the Vipassana link below, so you can go find a location near you and you go try it out for yourself. So may peace and happiness be with you.